Hello, you're watching the chronicles of my 24-year-old life so far. I'm G, a videographer and photographer from Toronto, Canada, currently traversing through Lake Atitlan, Guatemala. This week, I adopt a baby cat for a night. We save a flea-ridden puppy, and fate leads me to meet someone I've been admiring for years online. Come along with me. So when I first landed in Guatemala, I ended up staying at this hostel called Casa Jaguar, and I ended up meeting two wonderful people named Brandon and Em. And we all hit it off so well that we decided to reunite and spend the entire month of May in this beautiful home together. And the best part of this wonderful house is the view. I've really found solace in doing my morning rituals on this rooftop. I also found it really apparent how even a few days of not moving my body makes a huge difference in the way that I feel. There's instantaneous stiffness that needs to be kneaded out the moment I wake up. I need to stretch now.
So I know back in like March or whatever, the beginning of this year, I said that I'd reach 100 subscribers or I'd get a handstand, no problem. It took some time, but I got past 100 subscribers, which is amazing, but I'm still working on my handstands. And I think that's the thing about goals. Like, you don't really need to hit them on the dot. It's nice to have a goal and a framework and a time period where you want to achieve certain things, but I don't know, I think I could just push the date a little bit further back and still work hard. Because I feel like that goal setting and that intention is still so prevalent, and that's enough for me to actually want to work towards it and fall in love with the process, as opposed to getting so hard on myself for not reaching it at a certain time, you know? So, handstand time. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, I don't know if I'll ever get used to my legs falling asleep when I meditate. Holy shit. No, hashtag not sponsored, but I am in love with this app. Like, I've been using Insight Timer every single day because I've been feeling like it actually keeps me accountable, and it helps me set these goals for myself to actually actively meditate every day. And there are certain days where I prefer to just meditate in my silence and allow like the bells. So there's this feature that you can use, interval timer bells, that will ring every minute so you know that you're on time and you don't have to check your phone every now and then to make sure that you're like in a specific time frame because you have to go somewhere afterwards. But anyways, I freaking love this app, Insight Timer, because it just lets me focus, and I check in on my mood every single day, so it's nice to be able to check my chart. And also, like, it suggests guided meditations depending on the mood and what I put down. Like, you put down like content, hopeful, like what are you happy about, travel, spirituality, relationship, like all these different aspects of your life. I love it. I think that everyone should get it, and it's also like an interesting ego thing where it's like, oh, I want to like reach all these different amounts of consecutive days that I've been meditating, but it's funny because it's like the practice of meditation should make you not want to even give a frick about that, but I don't know, we all have an ego. we all have an ego. So yeah, I highly recommend everyone download Insight Timer. And sponsor me. Someday. Someday they will sponsor me. But I'm not doing this to get sponsored. I genuinely fucking love this app. I wouldn't suggest it if I didn't fuck with it heavy. Yeah. Omelette girl. Omelettes. Brandon. Brandon.
Gee.
This is messy. You got to clean it.
Yeah.
Then you say yes, chef. The trick to a fluffy omelet is honestly a little bit of milk and room temp eggs
And grinding flour.
and ew.
Sebastian adopted her from this sanctuary on top of the nature reserve.
On a casual trip to San Marcos, I ran into my friend Sebastian, who has this beautiful little kitten. I told him I'd be willing to babysit her whenever he needed, and that's when he asked me if I was down to babysit her that night. Of course I said yes. How can you not?
Oh, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. You're gonna go to a really fun dinner with all the homies.
And then what else? And then what else?
Oh, she's upset.
Okay, okay. So, I've adopted a cat for the night. This is Tahash. Smells like vomit in here.
Yeah.
Baby girl. She is pleased.
Okay, perfect.
She's so tiny. You can't tell me she's not the cutest thing in the world though. Is she not the cutest thing in the world? Just one day you're just gonna slap me across the face. One day.
Seriously, come in here.
Oh.
Were you invited?
Damn. I'm gonna make you like such a dick on my YouTube. Oh, but also not the best. I took a tuk-tuk here. And a big lesson for me, always have change. Yeah. Because he said 20 quetzales. I gave him 100 and he only gave me back 70. And I'm like, buddy, you said 20. And he's like, he gave me 5 back. And I'm like, I don't have the mental energy to argue over like 80 cents. Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave. I was really wondering why it smelled like poop in my room. And that's why. Thank you so much. Cookie dough sometimes. Back home I would just get the shitty cookie dough. This and brownie mix, but I'm like, girl. Where's the cap? Interesting.
I am a pure reflection of source.
Lime water and cookie dough.
Yay! It needs to be pre-trained almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you find an amazing cat that's already like super smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew.
Oh, you gotta go. No, you're not. No, you're not. I went to bed at like 1:30 and she was just nestled in my neck and all over my body and I couldn't fall asleep because I was so afraid of crushing her. And honestly, it was so worth it.
Honestly, if June can fall off that thing with full anesthetic, I have all the faith in cats now. Whenever they fall, I'm like,
Well,
you go girl.
Well, it's weight times velocity, so because she's so small, the impact to the ground wouldn't be actually as horrible as compared to a horse. She would survive like a 3-foot story.
You studied engineering, didn't you?
No.
Okay. I did.
Is that true, what I said?
You're going to San Pedro
I
today?
think I'm going to San Pedro. It's 12 o'clock, but I have to talk to that guy. I don't know why he wants to meet her thing. So,
Yeah, you should just, can you just say like, I got shit to do? And it's gonna be a playground, which is so fun because CrossFit is just like so hardcore.
So Emily is essentially doing a fundraiser. I'm doing a fundraiser, and all of the contributions and donations for this event, she's doing it for free out of the kindness of her heart, is going towards the local Mayan kids, the teenagers essentially. They're 17 years old. They're a couple of really sweet boys, I'm sure, who are making art and music essentially. And so she wants to raise $2,000 to help fund this entire endeavor of theirs. So this Aquarius ass, just so sweet.
You know, this Mayan culture is so beautiful, and you can see it when you're here, of the beauty and also the amount of taking from this culture. And once you see it, and once you see how different the people are treated, and you see how tourism has a negative impact on these people, and a good one, but once you see the negative part of it, you can't unsee it. And so with this fundraiser, it's so beautiful. We're gonna help raise money to produce music, which costs a lot of money. So I got some hookups for these boys. And so now we just need the money. We need the money, and these boys have already been doing the work.
That I've been using. And I went to the store, and essentially their deodorant is just essential oils with olive oil. Okay, so Lake Atitlan is one giant lake essentially, and surrounded like are these different little towns. Like there's San Marcos, San Pedro, San Juan, and you get to these different places through a lancha, which is a boat, which only costs like $1 Canadian. And I was in San Pedro for that 1 week, right? And I went to the store and I wanted to get a bunch of like bulk food stuff because I wanted to like self-care myself. And I had the intuition to get Dionysius Earth, and this is exactly what you need for kittens, essentially, for their fleas. Like, Seb sent me a photo of this Dionysius clay, and I'm like, holy crap, I already got it. So, meant to be, and we're gonna wash baby girl. Not too much, but enough. I'd ask Emily, the company Yeah. So tiny. You're so tiny. How do you get so tiny? Tell me. You're like a little needy baby.
So, 2 years ago, I was scrolling through YouTube when I came across this girl, Sarah Yak. I was so enamored by her lifestyle, wanting to escape through van life, and I ended up sending her an Instagram DM because she had inspired me so much. We had a nice little back and forth, and then 2 years passed. One of these magical days in San Marcos, the timing just so happened to lead me to the veggie stand at this exact moment that I ended up running into her. We exchanged numbers, and because I didn't want to seem so forward, I left the ball in her court. Days passed, and after a heavy hankering for pizza, Brandon and I ended up at this pizza restaurant and sat in a spot I've never checked out before. 20 minutes later, Sarah shows up with her partner and her friends. This was our sign. We got dinner the next day, and the rest is history.
He's like, shut the.
Through these beautiful encounters, I've been privileged enough to meet Maddie Taylor, another lovely YouTuber. And here is Tori Prince, a real-life princess. And of course Sarah, equally as lovely online as she is in person. Oh, and of course Mango, a stray puppy these girls saved from the streets of San Marcos.
I hope someone responds on Facebook.
The girls found Mango covered in fleas without any parents fending for herself on the streets. So they took it upon themselves to spend all day picking off the fleas. But unfortunately, the Airbnb host was super pissed off about them having an animal off the streets covered in fleas when they have all these animals themselves. So with 6 cats and 1 dog and $20 worth of medication each, they were told that they needed to pay and kick the dog off as soon as possible. The girls were pretty upset, trying to figure out what to do. It was super stressful. But my intuition told me that it will all be okay. I kept a positive attitude and ended up walking with the dog to the next event we were meant to go to. And just as quickly as that optimism came to me, we found her a forever home. This little girl off the street with her mom saw the puppy, and I immediately said, "¿Quieres?" meaning, "Do you want her?" And she responded, "Sí." And just like that, she was off to her forever home.
Thank you, thank you.
Perfectionism and the idea of filming once a week and realizing like you are gonna fail sometimes and you're not gonna do your best work, but it's better to fail trying than not try at all. So this is how it goes. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Isn't that amazing?
Mic drop. Damn.
I can't wait for that moment to come.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I've always had this really strong desire to create videos. I remember I was in the 7th grade and my sister had like this dinky little video camera that just shot in HD, and it was so cool. And I took that thing and I was just with my friends and I filmed my first vlog, and I thought it was the funniest shit ever. Like, I sat in front of my like dad's like PC computer on a Windows Movie Maker just editing for hours, being like, oh, and then that, and then that, and then that, like at 12 years old. And I watched that video so many times and I was so in love with that process, but then I just stopped. Like, I didn't really feel inspired to make anything else because it wasn't something in my life until grade 12 or grade 10. I had drama class and we were meant to make this. I was so uneducated about like Aboriginal culture and Indigenous culture in general that one of my group members wanted to make a silent film about, it's entitled Cowboys versus Indians. And so there's a lot of shame that I have because a lot of the projects I have with this person were based around those topics, and it's so disgusting looking back at it. But those videos were what made me feel so inspired to create, because I just took whatever content we needed to make and I just ran with it. I was like, oh my god, like, let's do this. I've been obsessed with like YouTube videos all of my life, so I've always known I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I didn't know what of. And I have it in my journal where it's like, years ago, I'll start making videos when my life is cool and there's something to, like, you know, post about. And I feel like the timing is so perfect because I genuinely believe that I waited on purpose. Like, I couldn't think of a better time to be making videos because I'm in the right headspace to actually share wisdom that I embody and feel into. I'm also at a level of creativity that I feel like naturally so inspired in my flow when I do it. And yeah, I fucking love the process. I can sit and edit for hours when I'm inspired.
That's all, folks. I'm Mama G, and thanks for watching. If you liked it, let me know with a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Monday.